morning to everyone, dear guests, respected excellencies, dear friends, young people in very significant number. I'm Metodij Stojčevski. I'm Executive Director of Youth Alliance Kruševo, and I will be your host today. I would like to welcome you on the opening of the first bilateral contact-making conference, Cooperation for Common Future, which is a part of the project for the establishing of the bilateral youth cooperation offices between Hellenic Republic and Republic of North Macedonia. Today with us are Ambassador of Federal Republic of Germany in North Macedonia, Ms. Anke Gisela Holstein, Ambassador of the United States in Republic of North Macedonia, Her Excellency Kate Mary Burns, Ambassador of Greece in the Republic of North Macedonia, Mr. Roussos Kondouros, and our friend from Greece, my counterpart, Ms. Anna Bampili, from her home in Athens. This project for the establishment of the youth cooperation offices we started a long time ago in cooperation with our partners from Greece. And what was the idea? It was the time, on the very beginning, in the time of rising of nationalism and prejudices from both sides of the border. We start talking with our partners to create something sustainable, which can be platform for cooperation for young people and active citizens from both sides of the border. We cannot move our countries, let's say, in Scandinavian region and to choose with whom we will be neighbors. We are here on the balcony next to each other, and we should cooperate. If we should cooperate, let's do it on the best way. Also, the idea for creation of the youth cooperation offices is part of the PRESPA agreement and is mentioned in the PRESPA agreement, but also is the part of the agreement for of the action plan for enrichment of cooperation between Republic of Greece and Republic of North Macedonia. In this moment now, we start one conference with a lot of young people. When we start to talk about this processes of reconciliation, many people told us it is not possible without physical contacts. But with goodwill and positive energy and a lot of efforts and a lot of work, everything is possible. Today with us we have more than 80 participants online on other side. And also on the very beginning, I would like to use this opportunity to say special thanks to two ladies, Ms. Catherine Frunksveld from the Embassy of Federal Republic of Germany in Skopje, and to Ms. Nadica Žakula from the Embassy of United States in Skopje. Without their positive energy and without their efforts, this project will not be possible. Thank you, ladies. And now I would like to give a floor to the ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany in North Macedonia, Ms. Anke Gisela Holstein. Ms. Ambassador, floor is yours.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Voice is not yet waking up. Good morning, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here, as I'm deeply convinced that what you are doing is just the right thing. As young people, it is in your hands to make yourself heard, to say what future you want for you and for your country, and to contribute to shaping it. Good relations with neighboring countries are crucial in any respect. The PRESPA Treaty was an essential breakthrough, allowing eventually for NATO membership and the decision of the European Union to open accession talks. But first and foremost, laying the foundation for reconciliation and friendship between neighboring North Macedonia and Greece. As for any treaty, it only serves its main purposes when comprehensively implemented. My country has gathered quite some experience in reconciliation with neighboring countries after World War II. The first major breakthrough was the so-called Élysée Treaty between Germany and France back in 1963, aiming at ending what had been called a hereditary enmity between our countries and peoples, based on a long, awful tradition of skirmishes, war, and hatred. A key element in building trust and friendship between our two countries was putting a lot of emphasis on the young generation. The German-French Youth Cooperation Office was established the very same year the treaty was signed. Since then, 9 million young people from France and Germany took part in a large variety of exchanges, put prejudices aside, built trust, and made friends. With people you know, it's also much easier to discuss diverging views, for instance, on history. Following this very successful model, other similar youth cooperation bodies were established. The most prominent one probably being RICO in the framework of the Berlin process initiated by my country back in 2014. As we are deeply convinced that this kind of building bridges between young people of different countries in a region or between neighbors can really make a difference, we are more than happy to support your work towards a more structured Greek-Macedonian youth cooperation. The founding stones had been laid despite being hampered by the pandemic during the last months. Also, it would of course have been much nicer to meet all of you in person today and to discuss and exchange on the way forward. But okay, we have to live with what we can do. Anyway, you demonstrated a lot of commitment by putting together this event today and tomorrow. So let me just wish you a lot of success and very fruitful exchanges. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ambassador. Thank you for your introducing speech. And now I would like to invite Ms. Kate Mary Burns, Ambassador of the United States in the Republic of North Macedonia. Ms. Ambassador, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Metodia. Fellow ambassadors, Metodia, Nita, Anna, distinguished guests and friends from North Macedonia and Greece. Good morning, Dobro Utro, Kalimera. It is such an honor to be here for the opening of this conference and for this initiative, and to join and help support the work of the Youth Alliance Kruševo, the Thessaloniki Youth Club for UNESCO, and also the Friedrich Ebert Foundation here in Skopje for continuing these excellent efforts to build bridges. As you know, having previously served in Athens before coming here now as U.S. Ambassador to North Macedonia, I am particularly thrilled to see these cross-border projects lead the way because I think they represent the future of interregional cooperation. And it's also a pleasure to be here at events like this because every time I interact with the young people of this region, I am inspired by your positive energy and your optimism and your belief that you can change the world, which is one that I share. At President Biden's inauguration in January, there was this tremendous moment when a 22-year-old named Amanda Gorman stood up and recited a poem that she wrote called The Hill We Climb. She articulated this spirit of optimism and empowerment in such a wonderful way when she wrote, "When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light. If only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." Your countries have so many strong voices who express hope for the future. And it's this optimism, this energy, this drive for change that is going to be so critical to solving some of the major security challenges that both of your countries face, because these challenges transcend borders and they defy narrow national interests. Initiatives like the conference today, these efforts to build and create and foster the connections between your two countries, and primarily are driven by the young people who have this strong belief in civic affairs and standing up, who want to see progress, who want to drive the change here, are uniquely placed to respond to these challenges and to bring about the change. As President Biden talked about in his inauguration remarks, what you are doing is leading by the power of your example. And through these initiatives, you can make the valuable connections, get fresh perspectives on how to approach challenges at the local, national levels, and help all of us better understand how we can support you in that effort. You know, the growing cultural awareness of youth of what constitutes good governance has led to and will lead to increased expectations and real results, I believe. And as I told a similar audience here in Skopje a year ago, I firmly believe that you cannot and you will not let the constraints of yesterday limit your tomorrows. So once again, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. I want to encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, keep building bridges, keep these discussions going, and keep striving to build the future that you want to create. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the very encouraging words, Ms. Ambassador. Thank you for believing us in our efforts and in our energy. We will continue in the processes to build a better future for the young people, for next generations. This conference should be resolved with the creation, but after the conference is planned to be created a working group which will work on the preparation of the joint declaration for the establishment of the youth cooperation offices. And in that working group is planned to have representatives from the both ministries for foreign affairs from North Macedonia and from Greece. And I would like to send invitation, an official invitation to both ministries to nominate they represents to the working group for preparation of joint declaration. And as a representative of the Ministry for Foreign Affairs and Embassy in Skopje, I would like to invite now for speech His Excellency Mr. Roussos Kondouras, Ambassador of the Hellenic Republic in the Republic of North Macedonia. Mr. Ambassador, welcome, and floor is yours.
Dear organizers, dear guests, and dear colleagues, the Prespa Agreement has opened a new chapter in the bilateral relations between Greece and North Macedonia and paved the way for the latter's NATO accession 1 year ago. We now need the full implementation of the agreement in order to provide for the future as direct neighbors. Concerning the future, North Macedonia has chosen to become member of the European Union, and this is a choice that Greece supports fully and is willing to offer its assistance. It is remarkable that so many areas of cooperation have been indicated in the Prespa Agreement and its action plan, among them youth cooperation. Quite rightly so, since the positive attitude of the new generations is an obvious factor and essential for the future. As it was stated at the launch event 1 year ago, we welcome the present initiative and we will closely follow its further development. I thank the ambassadors of Germany and the United States for the support they have been offering. The initiative should be carried out in full respect of the letter and the spirit of the Prespa Agreement, and should contribute to good neighborly relations and understanding as a common objective. At this point, I wish to say that multiple contacts have already been established the last several years between the two countries. And an obvious example is tourism. Let me also stress that important ties exist in the areas of trade and investment, which have contributed to close contacts, growth and jobs, the development of skills and infrastructure necessary for the function of a modern economy. That should be, of course, of particular interest for the young generation and its future. I will leave it at that, and I wish to thank you all and wish you fruitful discussions.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for the good words and encouraging words, and we will count on your support during the next steps and next processes for the establishment, for the final establishment of the bilateral youth cooperation offices between our two countries. Thank you once again, and now I would like to invite my counterpart from the Greek side, Ms. Anna Bampili, which is team leader in Greece, and she participates and she will be a face of the project. She participates in this phase, and she will be the face of the project from other side of the border. Yasa Sana, how are you?
Good morning to everyone. Thank you, Metodi, very much for your kind words and for doing all the typical and difficult thing for me. So, dear ambassadors, dear guests, participants, and all friends that are attending to expect that a little more than 1 year after the cultural event of the initiative in Skopje in January 2020, I would have the chance to participate in this and to contribute in fostering youth cooperation between Greece and North Macedonia. So, in this context, I cannot but express my happiness and gratitude for all the steps that the initiative has taken towards this direction. And from this perspective, it has been an amazing and surprising year, despite having obstacles to overcome in the pandemic crisis. But allow me to believe that the COVID-19 challenge opened new horizons for this cooperation. For the first time after so many years of dividing lines of various content, political, historical, and so on, we shared something common. We faced lockdowns, we shared concern for the future of our countries, we shared common difficulties. So what is, if not the difficulty that brings up on the surface similarities and weaknesses, and what makes us stronger, if not these weaknesses, after all? So this should be kept in our minds every day, that young people in Greece and in North Macedonia and literally everywhere in the world have their own interests. They are very much concerned about social issues, and they should not be alone. They should always have neighbors and people to share these concerns with. And it is proven even today, because I can see that participation is mass and many people find out about this for the first time. And they certainly have something new to add, a new value, new ideas for cooperation, and it will grow even more. And this is our ambition, and we will work hard to achieve it. So I will not take any time longer. I just want to say that the special part of my heart today is in North Macedonia. It is in Skopje with my beloved friends, Metodi, Biljana, and Danelia, and our honored supporters, whose contribution meant everything to this. And I would like to thank you all, and I hope that we will have the chance to meet in the same place soon. Thank you.
Evcharisto, Anna, thank you for the good, beautiful words and for the cooperation. On this conference, in next few days, we will have several sessions on which we will present good practices for cooperation and possibilities which are open for cooperation of young people between two countries. As all of us we know, we live in the time of pandemic, and it is difficult to keep a contact and to keep a communication between us. But I am very happy when I see 87, participants present with us today on this online meeting. And that gives to me much more positive energy to believe in this process and to be 100% dedicated to the success of the process. Thank you once again for your good words and for your beautiful words, which are encouraging for us. And I hope we will have your support in the next phases of the processes. Now will be. This is the end of the opening session of the conference, and for 30 minutes we will be back with the first panel discussion, Youth Cooperation in the Spotlight, which will be interesting for the young people and for the decision makers, because we will have a guest from the German-French youth offices, which model we want to copy, let's say, and to adapt on the in the cooperation between our two countries. Thank you once again for your presence today. Bye bye.
Thank you.